Namaste, good morning, my angels. It is Tigra. Thank you for joining me here at Sacred Sagittarius Angels Answers All, your Sagittarius channel here on YouTube. Today, I'm still continuing blessing you with your March general energies. Please share, like, and subscribe if you haven't done so before, and put on your notifications so that you know every time I upload a video. Okay, let's cleanse the energy from all previous readings that I have done. If you have a chance, and if you haven't already, I've already posted several videos for the general energies of March. I have a few more to go, and I've also posted your weekly general readings for this week as well. Join me back on Friday when I post your weekend readings. This is your karma reading. Karma either for you or someone that you have very close to heart or on your mind, or someone that you're curious about maybe if they're going to have some karma come along their way. So this is a karmic general reading. It may or may not pertain to you. It could pertain again to someone who you really have your mind focused, even if you're not willing to admit it, but subconsciously you're wishing to see karma occur in their life. Following this video, I will be doing your X Factor, which I haven't done in a while, reading for the month of March. And the X Factor deals with, exactly as it says, the energies and the thoughts, behaviors, or what might or might not be going on with a particular X. Okay, cards are always blessed and prayed for. Let's get started. Before we go to the karmic cards, let's just get some general energies for the karmic. You know, and karma is just basically what goes around comes around. What you put out is what will boomerang and come back to you. And I think the word boomerang is the best common word that most people can associate with karma with. So if you want good things to happen to you, if you want good returns in life, you should put good energy out there, and vice versa. If you put negative energy, if you deliberately hurt people or lie to people, deceive people, cause mistrust in people, then those things will all come back to you. And when it comes to love relationships, of course, if you're the cheater, the player, the type that takes advantage of others when it comes to romance, eventually you're going to fall in love one day, or attempt to, and that person's going to break your heart the way how you broke so many. Because the lesson has to be learned. You have to feel and get back what you dished out to others, to see how it feels and to hopefully learn the lesson from it. So the first message for the karmic reading is the Six of Cups, followed with the energies of the Hanged Man. Wow, we've been getting a lot of Hanged Man in our March readings. The Two of Wands, the overall of the Hierophant. So let's just give a few seconds here. Six of Cups, Hanged Man, Two of Wands, and Hierophant, to see what we are working with the general message. But with the overall energy of the Hierophant, you know this is your spiritual mentor, your spiritual god or goddess, your guides, those who you look to spiritually for guidance. Locally would be your minister, your deacon, your nun, anybody in any type of spiritual position of leadership that you look out to for information and spiritual guidance and protection. This is someone that helps you give insight when dealing with people who've hurt you or have caused you harm, or just seem to want to push negative energy around your way. Many of you go to these hierophants in your life, or these spiritual leaders in your life, because there's only but so much you can do on your own. And even though you do put your faith and trust in the universe, it's good to know that there are spiritual, physical beings here on earth who are equipped both spiritually and mentally and physically to help you spiritually move along and get by through a particular situation, especially when it comes to love and romance and dealing with people who, again, who have hurt you or purposely, seeking out to destroy you for whatever the reason may be. This card can also come out because you yourself might be in the role of a teacher or some type of metaphysical professor You might be the person who poses the energy and the education and the spiritual knowledge in which you give and guide and help others. Again, giving them the understanding of why karma is something that people take for granted and really don't believe in, but how strong it really is and how valid and how truthful it really is in everyday life. So I felt that this card came out in this reading to remind us that many of us have the gifts of understanding what karma is. Many of us know how to deal and work with karma. And then there's those of us on the other side of the fence that we help others when they're going through karmic changes, or we help others understand the cycles and what karmic energies and lessons really represent. So those could be the energies that you need in your life, or you're helping in someone else's life to understand the karmic values and lessons. With the cards of the Six of Cups, the Hangman, and the Two of Wands, just giving this a quick look. Well, with the Six of Cups energy, childhood memories, this goes back to your youthful days, your days of how you were brought up in your home, things that you experienced, things that you did. So a lot of things from your childhood that you either experienced or you did or didn't do, you could be experiencing karmic lessons now, or the things that you do in life now relate to what you were taught and what you experienced and what you did when you were younger. A lot of that energy, though, many of you have put aside. You have a different viewpoint with the Hangman on how you did things in the past, whether it's from your youth or in your early teens, your early 20s. Many of you now, as you get closer to your 30s, your 40s, or even if you're advanced in that, but most of my subs are like in their 30s and 40s, you've changed your position. You've changed your mind on how you live your life and how you treat people and how you accept and respond to certain karmic situations from when you were young to now when you're older. So a lot of those old ways of thinking and the old ways that you would have reacted to situations spiritually, you've grown and matured, and now you handle them in a different light. Either you've done this on your own, or you've had the assistance from someone with the energies of the Hierophant, your spiritual leader. When you tie that in with the Two of Wands, for many of you, it's giving you now, with this new sense of strength, growth, maturity, and understanding, to succeed and to go through karmic lessons that come to you unexpectedly or that you're not aware of until you really see them for what they are. You have now learned how to manifest and grow through them with understanding and making them work for your advantage. You no longer look at your karmic lessons as something as being a jinx, or you're being punished, or the universe again is setting you aside or wishing, bad luck and turmoil on your life. No, you understand now spiritually what karma is. You understand that basically a lot of karma, good and bad, can be prevented on the actions that you take and how you live your life. So for many of you now, you are at the stage of understanding. You actually succeed through your karmic lessons because you take them for what they are, karmic lessons. And like I said, you understand what you put out is what you get back. So this gives you that courage to overcome obstacles. You look at the world differently. You treat people differently. You respect the karmic energies differently. Now let's tap into our karmic cards and see what our first message is. Don't call me now. You deserve all that you're going through. So someone who's hurt you in the past, and it doesn't have to be a lover. It could be a friend, a co-worker, a relative, someone that had some type of connection to you, who hurt you, abused you mentally or physically. They didn't do right by you. It might have been years that this has happened. Karma has a funny way of coming back, and there's no time like everything else in metaphysical. It can happen when it happens, and it catches most people off guard. Whoever this person is, you and only you know, they've tried to reach out to you because now they are getting back to them, and usually 10 times fold what they did to you in the past. And you're like, nah, 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 don't call me now. Don't try to be friends now. Don't try to apologize now. Because if you really were going to be sincere in your apology, if you really felt guilty or remorseful of what you did or said to me or what you put me through, you would have done it within a space of time near the time when it actually occurred, not years later, when it just so happens now that you're getting your karmic lesson and now you're getting back and you feel what I went through, what you put me through, because someone now is doing the same exact thing to you. How do you like me now? That type of feeling, right? So you're like, no, don't call me now. The time in the window span in which you should have reached out to me, when you should have apologized, has come and gone. So that's what this message is for you, to someone who is now reaping what they've sown. You also get the card, I had a choice to make and it wasn't you. This feeling can be either from you or a past partner. There was some love triangles going on. Or there was another love interest and someone made a choice and it wasn't you. Or for you, it wasn't them. And I'm going to go with the fact that it could possibly be more so about your past partner, that now, karmically, that person that they chose over you has now broken their heart, because that person they chose over you has now chosen someone over them. And this is their way of saying, I had a choice to make and it wasn't you. That's like as far as their explanation and their so-called apology is going to be. And why? Because it's now happening to them. You also get the card, stop your lovers from contacting me. You and them F off and leave me alone. When people get involved in love triangles or someone chooses and picks someone over you, sometimes even though they choose or pick someone over you, there's still feelings there that maybe they didn't address or maybe they didn't realize until they're really fully separated from you and involved with this other person or persons, how much you really meant to them or how much more of a better fit you were for them than the people that they chose over you. And many of these other lovers or interests will notice it, because this person might say your name. You know, they'll call out your name when they're sleeping, or they'll be talking to them in a general conversation and they'll call out your name, or they'll make reference to something concerning you, or they'll catch them snooping on your pages or your social media, or they'll pick up their phone and wonder, why is your phone number still on their phone, or why do they still have pictures of you? And this is months, years later, possibly. And a lot of these, I call them replacement lovers, the replacements, they become consumed and jealous over you. And anytime there's any issue, a static in their relationship with your ex, they take it out and blame it on you. Oh, it's got to be her. You're talking to her again. You can't get her off your mind. So much so to the point that they become so erratic, they try to contact you to put their frustration on you. Just because they can't control him or they feel like he's now cheating on them, you are the go-to person that they want to blame. So a lot of them will harass you socially, or if they see you in the street, and if they don't do it directly, they'll assign their little henchmen, that, you know, their male or their female friends, to harass you. In some cases, they've actually done physical damages, maybe to your car or your property, leaving nasty notes, or giving and passing on nasty messages to people who are associated with you. So this is this type of energy. Some of you might be actually experiencing this right now. And you're saying, you know what? Enough already. Keep your little women over there on your side. I'm not with you. I'm not dealing with you. Whatever problems they got with you, that's what they deserve, because this is what you wanted and that's what you got. And what most women and men don't realize, when you cheat with someone on someone and then you move on later to a relationship with that person, it's only a matter of time that they or you are going to cheat on each other, because just the way how you get a person, we all know, is the same way they leave you. And then finally we get, I had my suspicions. Thanks for confirming. You have been playing me for a fool. You know that intuition, that gut feeling you get when someone's doing something behind your back, when someone is cheating on you or taking advantage of you financially, not being on the up and up with you. You've had your suspicions. And you're saying to them, you know what? I knew there was something that wasn't right with you. It took me a while, but I finally, I've gotten it. You've been playing me for a fool, but that's okay, because your day's gonna come, type of thing. And this is the same type of energies that's going to come back to them. They're going to go on to the next person and play the same. Most people who are very analytical or narcissistic in nature repeat the same cycles. They just substitute the people to whom they're doing it, but they do the same repetitive moves. That's their go-to format. So in time, they will do the same thing to the next person, the next person, and the next person. And at some point, all of these people are going to be like, oh, okay, I get it now. This is what you do. This is who you are. And eventually, all this bad energy that they have caused in each of these relationships, doing these same foolish things, is going to come back to them. They're going to get in a relationship. They're going to be with someone that they're going to fall deeply in love with. And then soon they're going to see signs of things that they don't trust. They're going to see signs of themselves in this person. And they're going to recognize those signs like, wait a minute, this person is playing around. She's cheating on me. She's using me. She's playing me for a fool. And why it hits home is because this is what he has done to all the women in his life. So he recognizes this behavior, and this is now his karmic return. Let's use my favorite deck here for additional messages. You get choose your options wisely. What a great statement as one of our ending statements to this karmic reading. Because when it comes to karma, like I said, what will be, but you do have a lot of say on what type of karma you get. The better choices you make, the better things that you do and say in life, the more good that will come. But if you choose the wrong option, to act out, to cheat, to lie, to steal, to hurt, to demise people, then that type of damage and destruction is what you will reap in time. So choosing your options wisely, how you deal with people, how you deal with life, really, really is important on what your karmic lesson and karmic return will be. Finally, we get the card, tell no lies and keep no secrets. You don't want bad juju, you don't want bad karma. Don't lie on people. Don't tell lies in any situation, for the most part, if you can. Especially when you're lying on someone or you're lying to someone, and it can be very damaging and have long-term effects. Keep no secrets between those that you are supposed to truly trust and love. Your family, your lover, your partner. Because in you telling them lies and keeping secrets of things that they really should know and be aware of, the time is going to come around when you will be hidden from certain things that you should know, and you will be on the receiving end of lies. So to sum it up, if you want good things to happen to you, if you want people to do right by you, if you want to be on the good receiving end of karma, you must live your life and put out that type of good energy. Because if you don't, whatever you do negative will come back to you. And it won't come back to you in that same energy. It's going to come back multiple times worth of that energy. So this has been your karmic reading for March 2021. Blessings, peace, and light to you.